The other day when I was talking to Mark Steyn, I taped an extra interview about his views on Christmas and the war against Christmas. Here's that interview for the first time.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
That is great. That is Mark Steyn singing, on his Christmas CD called Making Spirits Bright. You can get it at thesteinstore.com. And joining me now from New York City is Mark Steyn. Mark, welcome back to the show.
Hey, great to be with you again, Ezra. I should say that's the high voice there is Jessica Martin. It isn't me wearing my too tight girdle. So that's my pal Jessica Martin doing that.
Well, good for you for doing the duet. Now, how did you connect with Jessica Martin?
Well, I've known Jessica a long time. She's a stage and TV star over in London, and I love singing Christmas songs, mainly apart from anything else, because it's a kind of massive head fake to people. When I appeared in London, Ontario last year, it was a very kind of controversial appearance at the big theatre there, and I loved the review. I think it was in the newspaper the following morning that said Steyn concluded the evening by singing his Christmas hit, A Marshmallow World. Quote, by the end I felt it had descended into a hate rally, said Joe Smith, 28, conflict studies major. Because, of course, nothing says hate rally like Marshmallow World. It's the horse vessel song of the 21st century. It's code for Tomorrow Belongs to Me. We all know that, Ezra.
Oh, my God, that is so funny. You know what? You don't see a lot of people in politics belting out the hits anymore. I mean, I like that movie, that spoof called Bob Roberts, where a conservative activist went around playing guitar, but I loved it. I know it was supposed to be satire. I was hooked. I mean, have we lost the tradition of a singing politician writing his own songs, maybe plucking a guitar?
It is true that actually when you think about singing politicians, there are not a few, though. It was a governor of Louisiana who wrote You Are My Sunshine, and a mayor of New York about a century ago wrote Will You Love Me in December as You Do in May, and a vice president of the United States under Calvin Coolidge wrote a big #1 song called Many a Tear Has to Fall, But It's All in the Game. But those are really the three contributions by big-time American politician. Now, if you're telling me there's a great, Anne Murray sings the Trudeau Chrétien songbook CD out there, I'm prepared to believe it. That is definitely what I'd call a criminal record.
Listen, do you sing these songs because they're fun, because it's a break from politics, or are you making a bit of a statement that you're going to sing about Christmas just as the other side tries to extinguish it? I mean, we're calling this segment The War on Christmas. Is there a bit of a political message, or is this a politics-free zone for you?
Well, I don't get offended at the word Christmas. I'm entirely relaxed about it. I think it's slightly odd that we now recoil from the word. By the way, the worst example of this in recent years was by our pals at the Royal Canadian Mint, who about 8 or 9 years ago had that insane campaign on the first day of holiday, my true love gave to me, and you couldn't say the C word. So if you were going to buy a commemorative gift set from the Royal Canadian Mint, you would buy one on one of the 12 days of holiday. I thought that was nuts. I was at my kids' grade school concert a couple of nights ago, and they had listed in the program Rockin' Around the Evergreen Tree. Anyone who remembers the great Brenda Lee hit knows it's Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree. Johnny Marks, who wrote it, I think would be turning over in his grave. He was a Jew. He was a Jew who wrote Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Have a Holly Jolly Christmas, and Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree. He was entirely relaxed about the C word.
Well, and Irving Berlin,
it's perplexing to me.
Irving Berlin didn't just write God Bless America. He wrote White Christmas. He was a Jew from Russia. He changed his name from Israel Beilein. He changed it to Irving Berlin. He wanted to be so American, and this was his love letter to the one place in the world where he could be free. He wasn't a Christian. He was a Jew, but he was so bloody happy to be in a free Christian society that he wrote love letters to it that we still sing to this day. To me, that's the ultimate proof of the triumph of a Judeo-Christian society, is we tolerate other people, and Irving Berlin was the ideal immigrant. He didn't convert. Well, actually, he married a non-Jewish girl, but this was his way of saying, I love being free in America.
Yeah, and White Christmas is about love of home, and his home was America, and as he saw it, America was a country that celebrated Christmas. There's something very odd, by the way, as I said, about this stilted artificial avoidance of the Christmas. We wouldn't have a day off on December the 25th if it wasn't Christmas. But somehow it has to be turned into a generalized holiday. Nobody does this with Ramadan, for example. I notice when you look at the big Ramadan festivities at the White House that every president conducts now, nobody bothers to pretend that is a kind of general celebration. Nobody says happy holiday instead of Ramadan. And I think there's something sort of slightly it's not a small thing in that sense. It gets to the heart of the most disturbing feature of the Western world at twilight, which is this kind of institutional self-loathing that's at the heart of it.
You know, there's so many things in our society that are Christian that we don't even realize anymore. I mean, the obvious ones like the year 2011. Well, 2011 years since what? Since some holiday happened? I mean, I mean, the names, and I'm not just talking about names of places like the St. Lawrence Seaway, but just our whole values of, I mean, even the atheists in our society are atheists within a Christian understanding of morality. They say, oh, we don't need Christ to be moral, but their morality that they're trying to mimic is that of Christianity. I mean, go ahead.
I think you're right there, Ezra. I mean, Christopher Hitchens, who died a couple of days ago, and was an insanely smart man in many ways, a hyper-rationalist. He wrote a book called God Isn't Great about how, as he saw it, religion spoils everything. Well, but religion doesn't. I mean, the greatest music in the Western tradition was written in the glory of God. You wouldn't want to take away St. Matthew's Passion because it has the offensive term St. Matthew in the title. You wouldn't want to take away the great religious painting. You wouldn't want to take away the greatest architecture in Europe, which was created in the name of religion. And I think when you get a situation, as happened in a school district in New Jersey a couple of years ago, where they were forbidden to play an instrumental version of Silent Night, because even though it was instrumental, somebody might somehow reflexively have a dissident thought about Round Yon Virgin Mother and Child, the unsung lyric, even though nobody's singing the lyric, some faint toxic thought, half memory of the lyric might seep into your brain. I mean, I think that at that level, that's a kind of, if you can't do Handel's Messiah in a school concert, that actually is a form of institutional child abuse, I would say.
Well, and then there's O Canada, God keep our land, maybe Gaia keep our land before long. Mark Steyn, we've got to wrap it up there. Thanks very much.
And it's not your land, Ezra. Just remember that.
That's right. Hey, folks, you can order Mark Steyn's Christmas CD, Making Spirits Bright, at thesteinstore.com. It's great. It's the musical greatness that his punditry achieves on the written page. See you soon, Mark.
Thanks, Ezra. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. The whole lot to you.
You too. Bye-bye.
He's making a list.
And checking it twice.
He's gonna find out who's naughty or nice.
Santa Claus is coming to town.